Welcome back to the bench, guys. This is Eddie, and welcome to Grid 9 Systems. I started getting into this stuff and did a repair, and then thought, you know what? I really need to maybe record this for somebody that might also run into this problem. This is the Peak Atlas Zen50, the Zener diode analyzer. I was using this thing on a board and, well, did something I probably wasn't supposed to, and that is I tested some Zener diodes on the board and wound up doing something to the tester. So anyhow, I took it apart and started looking at it. Let me change the views here to something that you can see a little bit better. Let's see this a little closer. So what I found was on here, or I should say what it was doing was it would power up and you get a screen and everything. But the minute you went to test anything, your screen would just go blank. And as soon as you undid the connection, the screen would come back. So that's what was the reaction of what it was doing after I had done the onboard test. So anyway, so I took it apart and was doing a little bit of checking, and I found D4 on here on the silk screen. Let me get a little closer. I think that's all I can get. Hold on. Let me get the where are you? There we go. Let's get this on here to see a little better. So I found this D4 right here. Zoom in a little bit more. D4 part. I've already changed it out, but D4 was not reading correctly. So, and that was originally a D97 part number on here. So, the best that I could find was for a match was a BAS70, a BAS70, which is a dual Schottky diode. I tried looking online to see if I could find any information where someone may have ran into the same issue. I couldn't find anything online, so I figured let me go ahead and do a short video anyways. In case anybody runs into the same problem, they'll have at least an idea of what it might be. But that seemed to resolve the issue, putting in this particular replacement part, which is pretty much a jelly bean part, I'm pretty sure, Bass 70. I don't know the specs on the D79. I tried to see if I can find any exact replacement, but I haven't had any luck on that yet. So if any of you guys do know what that D79 actually is supposed to be, the best of my knowledge, this is the same thing, but I don't know if the other one's spec'd out a little differently or a little better. But anywho, that's supposed to be the fix. And let me go back to the top view here. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I think it's overheating. These Sonys, man. I put an external fan on it, and it still seems to overheat. So not really sure why that is, but it seems like it's a norm for these Sony cams. Let me see. There we go. Get that faded out there so we can see what's going on here. We are going to just reassemble and test. So bear with me, guys. Need to find some of that cool music. Oh, I don't want to do that just yet. Did you see that, guys? I was just about to put that together. All right. And you guys know on these plastic screws, there's no metal actual insert. So always remember to back it up like you're loosening. And when you feel that pop, that drop, then you can go ahead and screw that in. Just a reminder, you don't want to really mess up those threads. So that's the way to do it. That way that'll last you, because, you know, you do have to get in here once in a while to change the battery. So, all right. Turn that bad boy on and see what happens. There we go. Get a diode over here and we'll check it out. This is supposed to be I think this is just a regular diode. I need to find me a Zener. But it should still give me some kind of a reading. Yeah. And then my milliamps, take it all the way up to 15 milliamps. So that's working. See if we can find a Zener diode somewhere. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, let's see here. We have some Zener diodes in here. I'm pretty sure we got plenty of Zener diodes in here. Yeah, this is a 5.6 volt. Let's go with that one. All right, guys. See what we got. That was supposed to be a 5.6 volt, so let's see what we read. Yep, we're reading 0.6. So let's raise up the millivolts here. Yeah, 0.6. Pretty much. So it's working. The accuracy may be slightly off, possibly, but could just be the Zener too. So it's pretty good. Let me get my little homemade Zener diode checker and see if it correlates to this is a separate little project I made. Got my little volts and amps there, and we can see what goes on here. Let's see what happens. And got a little test button. Yep, there's 5-volt Zener diode right there. Actually, let me do this again because I think I did that wrong on here. Now that I'm thinking about it. There we go. That's more like it. 5.33 volts. Sorry about that, guys. Have my Zener on there a little crooked, if you will. But yeah, she's working good. Definitely a 5.6 volt Zener diode. That seems to be reading real close to it. 5.6. This one here. Push the button. And we're getting up to 5 volts, 5.1. So yeah, that's a quick fix. If you run into that same problem, I inquired about maybe sending it back to the fellas over there at Peak, but because they really have a pretty decent price, it's like $30, and they'll repair it, I believe, or whatever. And so that's really not a bad price. The problem is for me, it wouldn't be worth it. I might as well just buy another one, because by the time I ship this overseas, and all that stuff and pay the fee, I could just go ahead and just buy another one. So yeah, repairing it was the option for me. I had what I needed here, and it's working again. So hope it helps somebody. Sorry about the rattling on or waffling or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, have a good day, guys. Hope everyone's blessed, and we will get you on the flip side. See you.